Hello everyone, my name is Hamad and we're going to continue learning PowerPoint. So we're going to start off with Module 16 where it teaches advanced drawing tasks. So the first thing that we're going to do is click on the View tab where it says Show. I'm going to click this little arrow and I'm going to make sure that everything in here is checked. And then I'm going to press OK. Now as you can see, all these dotted lines appear, which can also be moved, but I wouldn't recommend that because this is exactly in the center. And what these lines are used for is to snap your images in the perfect location that you're looking for. So for instance, as you can see, as I start moving the image a little bit to the left, it keeps snapping into place. And right now it's snapped exactly in the middle, as you can see. And then if I start moving it down, then it gets snapped again into place, exactly like this. So this is exactly in the center. Same thing can be applied to text box. So let's just say I want to snap it right here in the middle and it gets done. Of course, you can always just hide the grid lines, enable them. You can also turn on the ruler to measure perfectly. Another thing that we learned yesterday but is worth repeating is I'm going to click on the Format tab of the Picture Tools, and then I am going to rotate the picture using this tool right here. So let's just say I want to rotate it 90 degrees, it lets me do it. I can also flip it vertically or horizontally. So if I was to get another picture, it will become easier to see. So let's just say I grab another picture. Well, first I add a new slide. And this is a little bit of extra information, but as you can see, I have this sort of slide where I can add title here and then text here. Obviously, because the title text box, this one, is the main one down here, I can sort of guess that this is not the correct sort of layout that I want to have, because this seems to be a slide suitable for titles. So what I'm going to do is, while having selected this slide, I'm going to click on layout and I'm going to change it to, let's just say, title and content. Now as you can see, I can add a title here, so another picture, and I can add content here. So I'm just going to delete the text box because I don't need it, and instead I'm going to paste this picture of the elephant. I'm going to resize it using the picture handle over here on the side, and I have got my picture like this. I'm going to snap it right in the middle, so it's snapped in the middle. There we go. Now going back to the picture tools and format, I will show you what the rotation looks like. So rotation, 90 degrees to the right, 90 degrees to the left, and flip vertically this is what it does, and horizontally it does this. So as you can see, original was this, and it changes into this. So let's just say I want to keep it like this. Another thing that I want to show you guys is if I was to add objects, or two pictures or two objects or more, let's just say down here I've got two objects, this one and this one, and if I was to try to combine them, let's just say like this, but I want the red one on top and the white one at the back, right? So what I can do is click on the white one, go to Drawing Tools, Format, and send backwards. Alternatively, what I could have done was click on the red one instead and click on Bring Forward. So try playing around with these as well. So the options again are under Drawing Tools Format, where click on an object and then try bringing it front or backwards. Also, you can align it exactly in the center and exactly in the middle using this. again, by clicking on this selection pane, it brings these. So I can click it quickly, like using this panel right here. Also, if I have these two images, and let's just say I want it to look like this, it's a little bit designy, let's just say to me it looks really cool, I want to keep it exactly like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the first object, and then while holding control I'm going to select the second object at the back, and then I'm going to click on group and then click group again. So again, group is under arrange right here in the middle, group, and then press group again. And now this entire thing has become a single object that I can apply all these different things to that we were doing before. So shape fill or outline, etc., etc. Or I can just move it again. So even after combining it, all that means is that I can move it with a single box, but within that box I can still move it around. Sort of like the smart art that I showed you guys, where it's something like this, where you have a large box, and then within the large box you have individual pieces as well. Okay, so very similar to this is what I've done here, where I have grouped these two things together, but still they are individuals in there as well. Also, if I have changed my mind, then again I can click on this, go to format, click on group, and click ungroup, and they have become two separate objects again. The next module in the book teaches about inserting tables, but we have done that in quite some detail when we were doing the Word module, so I'm going to just quickly review it. So you can insert a table using insert and then table, and then we can also use draw a table like that. Then I can change the styles, etc., etc. Layout, so table tools are right here, where layout and design, and I can change how the table functions and how it looks using the tools that we have worked with before. Also, once again, as a quick reminder, we can actually change the borders of the table by hovering the mouse over the border or the columns and then just dragging it to the right or the left, whichever one I want. I can also add audio and video to the slides, so I'm going to create a new slide. I'm going to delete this text box. Now under Insert tab, I go all the way to the right where it says Media, and I can click Audio, and then Audio on my PC. And usually you should just look for where it says Music. If you're just trying it out, you can look for Music, then Sample Music, and then add, I guess we're going to add Sleep Away. And now if I play it, and as you can see, it starts playing. Here are a few options available where I can play it across all the slides. I can make it loop until it stops, and then I can make the audio fade in and fade out. I can also trim the audio, so that just means that instead of using the entire song, use part of the song. So this is what it's showing, where this entire box up here represents the song, and as you can see, this little part is being used from the song. Another option for me would be to go back to Insert, click again on Audio, and this time click on Record Audio. So if I click this, and then after clicking this record symbol, now everything that I say is being recorded. And after I'm done, I can press stop, and then I can press play. Now everything that I say So as you saw, or rather heard, it recorded my voice and then I was able to play it back. If I'm satisfied with it, I can press OK and it gets added. So I can click on this. So as you can see, this is now my voice instead of the music. So we can also click under audio tools up here. We can also click on format and we can change all these other options as well. Where let's just say if I want to make it look like this, then I can. So anything that you change under format, the symbol of the recording itself is being modified, not the voice. Okay, so we can also change the picture of it to something else, but this requires internet, so we will not need to worry about this. And yeah, so I'm just going to move this off to the side. This is the music file that we were working on. So this is my recording, this is the music that we added. Now another thing that I'm going to add is a video. I can either search online for a video or I can use a video on my PC. So let's go to videos, sample videos, wildlife. Now if I click play, this video starts playing. I can click on video tools, format, and then I can change the way the video player looks within the slide itself. So let's go with this one with the faded look. I can also delete this from the back, and yeah. So the reason you see this big black box is because this is called a placeholder for the video. So this is the video placeholder. Anytime you see this black box, it means there's a video file there waiting to be played. And again, once I click this video place, this black box, it might be another color depending on your theme, but for me it is black. These video tools appear, and under video tools we again have format that I just played around with, and I also have playback options. So I can again loop it until stopped, which means it's going to keep playing again and again until I stop it, and then rewind after playing and fade in, fade out, or again I can trim the video where I'm only using part of the video instead of the entire video. Keep in mind that if you ever use videos in your power slides, and let's just say that, okay, so let's just say I add this video and now I want to present this using another computer other than mine. So what I'm going to need to do is, not only do I have to transfer the PowerPoint onto a USB drive or by email or whatever that I'm using, and on top of that I also have to transfer the video file as well, because this is just a shortcut to the video. Shortcuts we were talking about yesterday, where it is just a link to the location where the video is. So this is not actually copy pasting the video in PowerPoint. This is just linking to it. It's like a window that you look through. And if the window, let's just say, you're looking outside of your house through the window at something, and then you move your house, right? So the window, or your new window, is going to look outside and it's going to see a completely different view unless you bring that view with you. So this is what I'm talking about. So if you want to play this video from another computer, then make sure you transfer both the video files and the PowerPoint files. But again, you guys won't really need to worry about this, because this is more to do with extreme media centric companies and things like that. Now, PowerPoint also has review tools that we worked with in Word. So it has spelling check. So let's just say picture. It also has thesaurus. So if I click on thesaurus, then it brings other words suggested for this. Or I can just right click the word similar to Word, and I can go down to synonyms and change it from here. It also has show comments, add comments, it has translate, language, spelling check of course. So it has this review tab, looks very similar to how it looks like in Word, and it works exactly the same way as well. Just to remind you guys, you can click on this little arrow under the language and then click on language preferences and see where it says by default it should be English in the United States. I'm going to just change it to English of Canada instead, and then press OK if I wanted to. Again, I'm going to show you guys how to add notes to the slides. So down here in the status bar where it says notes, if I click it, then this little menu opens up at the bottom. Now I hover my mouse close to it and the mouse cursor changes to these arrows. If I click and drag it up, that brings the notes menu. Once again, I can fix the way my slide looks, so I can make it fit in this little space by clicking on this symbol over here at the bottom right. And there we go. Now here I can add any notes, so any notes get added over there. So after adding notes here, let's just say that I want to not only have notes here, but let's just say every single one of my slides has notes. Okay, and later on I need to review all the slides with the notes. So what I can do is go to view. I'm going to temporarily disable these grids because they're just getting in the way. So I'm going to disable grid lines and guides. Okay, so now it's a lot clearer. So now over here where it says presentation views, I have these other ones available. I can click on outline view, and outline view, what it does is it shows over here to the left all the text that is on each slide. As you can see, this is the slide sorter view, and from here this view is very useful for quickly managing slides like this, or selecting a couple of slides and deleting them. So this is a slide. As you can see, this is the slide sorter view, and from here this view is very useful for quickly managing slides like this, or selecting a couple of slides and deleting them. So this is very good for general purpose organization. What I'm looking for is notes page. So I click on notes page, and what it does is it brings my view so that the slide is up here and the notes are down here. So as you can see, this is the elephant picture that I had, and what I had typed in was any notes here, and this is where it shows. So this way, if I have a lot of notes that go together with slides, then I'm going to be using this view so I can read the slide and look at all the notes. Now if I was to actually print the PowerPoint, then by default the notes do not get printed, just the slides itself. But to change that, what I can do is click on File, I can click on Print, and then where it says full page slide, I'm going to click on this and then select notes page. And now any printable slides, they will look like this, where the slide is here and the notes are down here. So this is literally what my printed paper would look like. Another thing that I can do is, again, in this backstage view, click on export and then click on create handouts. And what this tool does, as you can see, is that it puts the slides and the notes in a Word document. So if I were to click this, then everything would open in Word and I would be able to edit and format it. If I was to present this in the form of CD, then I could use this tool up here and I can create a CD using this. But I doubt anyone will be using this because this is used extremely rarely now. Everyone just works off of USB flash drives, that is. But again, if I want to create a handout, I click on create handouts, then again click on handouts, and then over here I can select one of these options, or you can see the little preview. So over here Can't make the screen any bigger. But over here, as you can see, these little gray boxes, those represent the slides themselves, and the small squiggly gray lines, those are where the notes are. So let's just say we want notes below the slide, and then I can click OK. And I think it's taking some time because of the video file. And here it is. So this was slide 1. I don't have any notes here. This is slide 2. I didn't have any notes here. No notes here. This is the slide where I added notes. So this is what it would look like, as you can see. And I can edit anything that I want, and it becomes very easy. I'm going to close this and don't save. So again, we're in the view, and this is where it is, notes page. But I'm going to go back to normal, and there we are. So what I'm going to show you guys next is the presenter view, which I was talking about yesterday. So if I come down here, and where it says slideshow, you can click this, and I'm brought to this view. So this is the presenter view. So where it says timer, this is a tool that you can use to see how much time you're spending on each slide. This is the clock itself. So I'm recording this lecture at 11:24 p.m. This is what my next slide looks like. So if I was to press the right arrow key, see, this is what the slide looks like. I'm going to go back. And as you can see, this is the notes area. So if I have any notes added, they go over here. Down here to the left, I have laser pointer that I showed you guys, pen, highlighter, so everything that I showed you guys yesterday in the other view also exists in here. Now again, how to switch the views is I can click on there. Now I'm under this view. And if I want to go back to the other view, I can click on these three little symbols down here. You can go to display settings and swap presenter view and show slideshow. I'm back to my slides area. And we're going to stop here for the day.